Hello, family, and welcome to the 31 Days of Change Your Narrative, Day 1. So, I had a little mishap earlier today when I was about to record the video. Honey, I sat my behind down in that bar stool, baby, and it collapsed on me. So, all is well. What I wanted to first, let me just say this, that Change Your Narrative is all about recognizing your self-talk and examining it to see how it is shaping your life, because many people don't know a lot of times, or haven't realized really the power of their words, and that their self-talk really shapes all of their experiences that they have in life. So changing your narrative is changing that self-talk to where it benefits you, baby, the most. That's to where we no longer just repeat something that we've heard or that was passed down from grandmama and them and what Bishop told us to say, and all of that jazz. And so the thing that I was so excited about sharing with you all yesterday, I had an experience. Some of you may know that I have a trucking company, and when I am in between drivers, I have no problem with getting in the truck myself and doing the work. And so on yesterday, I had quite a few residential drop-offs. A lot of times my deliveries and stops are business to business. But anyway, so I pulled up to the customer's house, and the garage door is open, and baby, it's a great big old Confederate flag posted or hanging on the wall. And due to the climate of the country not right now, baby, that could mean anything. How anything could happen or pop off at that time. And in that moment, instead of me being afraid, pulling out my camera or pulling out my phone ready to record and being defensive, because that's what a lot of people of color do nowadays. And granted, the times may warrant it, but for me, I didn't do that. I sat there and I just took a deep breath, and I said, I am the most protective person on this planet. I'm so safe. I'm so guided, and I am highly respected. Now, mind you, I'm 5'4" and a half, 100 and thick pounds, okay? And the gentleman walked around to the truck easily in between 5'10" and 6'2", okay? Caucasian fella. Anywhere from 280 to 320 pounds. So he was a fairly big guy, right? So he comes over to the door as I'm getting it out, and he is just so sweet and so kind and so gentle and so respectful. And he's like, ma'am, he said, you have something for me? I said, I absolutely do. And so we walk around to the back of the truck, and he said, if you could just pull it back here, he said, I'll actually get it off the truck for you. And he was just so nice and so calm, and again, so respectful. And I got it to the back of the truck, baby, and he took it off, and he put it in his little S10, in the back of his S10 truck, and pulled it up to his garage. And then he walked back down, and he said, ma'am, do you need anything else from me? And I said, no, sir, I don't. And he said, okay, you be blessed and you have a wonderful day. Now, that could have gone any other way, but the fact that right in that moment I said something different. Honey, I don't do no begging when I have my conversations with the Creator or anything that I put into the atmosphere. I state what I am, and I state what I would like to happen. And honey, it happened just like that. And I had matter of fact, all of my customers that day who were Caucasian, baby, were extra friendly, extra respectful, and kind and generous. I got to one of my customers' homes, and honey, they sat on a lot of land that set way back from civilization, okay? So again, this little bitty chocolate queen driving up on these people's property, honey, could have went a whole lot of different ways, and nobody would have ever known. But anyway, I pulled up on their property, and he gets out, and baby, let me tell you something, I didn't even have an opportunity to get out my truck. Good, because he said, can I lift everything up and get it off? This man hopped up on my truck, got all his own freight off of there, honey. I didn't have to lift a finger. And he had such a beautiful setup in his backyard. He had a fig tree, he had blueberry bushes, he had apple trees, he had peach trees, he had the honey, the beehives, or the honey boxes where they had the bees make honey. He had at least about 15 of those in his backyard. He had all kind of food growing. Y'all know I be all into that. And he, honey, took me through a tour and everything, and I'm sitting there looking like, all right, what's going on? But anyway, so he was like, here, pick you some berries, and we'll go wash them off. So honey, I'm back there picking fresh blueberries off the bush, and we walk over to his little well. I wash them off and eat them, honey. It's just the freshest and the sweetest thing you ever wanted to taste. And he picked me some jalapenos, and I'm walking, and I got my hands are full with all of these jalapenos and everything. And he's like, hold on. He said, I want to give you a jar of honey. He said, it's never been heated, or there's no chemicals in it or anything like that. And the man was just, baby, giving me just everything. And all I could do was think about what I spoke over myself earlier that day when I had that moment to talk myself either into some trouble or into a blessing. And I use my words, I use my narrative to do so, and I wanted to share that with you. And maybe somebody will get something out of it, and then some people may not think much of it. But honey, that was such a magnificent experience for me, and one of those opportunities where I had a chance to change what was going to happen. Because believe it or not, right before you walk into a situation, and at the heat of it, that the emotions and the words that you speak right after that, or right before it, will dictate the direction in which your experience will go. And I was just so happy that I was in a place of peace and calm and confidence, and I was secure. And honey, I knew. See, I don't do that song and dance about Black women are the most unprotected and all this other type of jazz. And I promise you, I appreciate everything Malcolm X has done and said for our community. But baby, we don't always have to repeat everything that we hear, because even though that may have been true for quite some time, do you not realize that the more you continue to speak it and you put such passion and intense emotion into it, that's what you're going to keep seeing? I really would like you all to consider that right there. Consider the things that you are speaking over and over and over and over and over again, and see how it affects your outcomes. But I encourage you to change your narrative to what is really going to fit you and benefit you. And feel free to like, share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/seeded fruit. The link will be in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys on tomorrow. Thank you. I love you. Good night.